A Super Bowl champion.
The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl.
The Packers' all-time leading scorer.
A game winner for Mason Crosby.
It's time for the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. Powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook and on the free Odyssey app.
High noon and welcome in. This is the Mason Crosby Show. I'm Mitch Nellis. Tommy Wirtz here. And Mason Crosby.
In the house. Yeah. What date is it? Tuesday. Yeah, this is a nice little Tuesday.
Mason, we got a little drizzle going on here. I don't know what you guys
drizzly,
got.
as some weatherman just announced. Yeah, the drizzly weather.
It's why Snoop Dogg carries an umbrella. Oh, drizzle.
Chief meteorologist at the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. Thunder.
You think that's I mean, by default, kind of.
That is.
I don't think anybody else has a weather nickname.
Anyone behind that mic where Mitch is standing can be a chief meteorologist if you just put your mind to it.
Absolutely correct.
Yes.
But I heard it's going to be 71 there, so it's 50s right now, a little drizzly, and then it's just going to warm right up and be perfect. Hey, enjoy the beautiful weather there, Wisconsinites.
Saturday, I'm hearing 80s.
It's gonna be 90 down here, so that makes sense.
And then Sunday through Monday, crazy thunderstorms.
Thunderstorms are rolling in all across.
I have moved up my move date to Saturday morning before work because I had this Sunday.
Because of the weather on Sunday?
This Sunday was my scheduled day off from earlier before the season even started. And I was like, oh, this is perfect. I'll just move everything on Sunday. No, it's going to be absolutely pouring.
That's really too bad, Tommy, because I was going to bring a lawn chair to your new place and just set up with some drinks and watch you move in during a thunderstorm and just like enjoy.
It would have been rough. Yeah. So now I have to do that all on Saturday. Took a load over yesterday.
So just a casual move over. That's nice.
Yeah, it's not. Well, she's coming from her place in Walworth, and I, of course, found a place on May 3rd and paid rent on May 1st. So I have till the end of the month. But yeah, we're bringing it over.
When you say that as if it's like a big deal, like you basically say like I did a thing that humans do.
That's the normal,
there's
right?
Nothing special about that.
No.
Very rarely can you end
do.
and go right to the next thing. It's actually nice having that crossover. I know it costs a little bit more, but now you can do this where you don't have to hire a big truck, whatever.
Exactly.
You can just move over at your leisure, and then you're set whenever it's time to go.
There was never a scenario with my schedule where it was going to be nice, right? I mean,
it's nice right now. What do you mean?
This is as nice as it gets.
Yeah, 1 month of overlap. You're good. You're golden, bro.
Our show's officially number 44 on his list now. Moving just jumped in the 43rd spot.
We went over to clean a little bit yesterday.
Man, you are such a grown-up.
Cleaning a new apartment they're moving into that was just professionally cleaned.
Well,
they are cleaning again.
First of all, professionally cleaned. They should get a refund if it was professionally cleaned. I promise you that.
All right.
But I still just felt like I was set up for failure on go clean this for a lot of different things. I got put on window duty. Window duty is kind of where I wanted to be, but also where I feared.
That's where I thrive.
Yeah, but I just knew that it wasn't going to be satisfactory. And, like the inside of the windows, the windows were dirty. You can only pop one of them out. You couldn't pop the top one of it out. So then it was like you have a half clean full window situation. But I'm excited to get over there. East Troy is not ready for Tommy. So
no, but we are ready for the housewarming party in a month.
Heck yeah,
you guys,
100%. We already said it out loud, so it's going to happen.
What are you going to do out at my house?
When is
Drink
the party?
Beer
when is
and
the party
talk to friends.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'll be coming through in June at some point. So
June. Okay, if Crosby says he'll come to East Troy, then we'll get Mason Crosby out there. We'll get Mitch Nellis out there. We'll do ham and rolls, and then we'll go tear it up in East Troy Square.
Ham, but.
Oh, okay. We'll do kosher and rolls.
Old Testament, bro.
Okay, I got it. Yeah, we'll have an alternative for you.
There you go. LeBron James.
What are we doing today? Let's dive in.
Who knows? LeBron James' season is done. The NFL players are mad that soccer gets to play on grass and they don't. Actually, that's a fascinating story. We don't have to start with that. but I just wanted to throw it out there on the radar. We've got Nick Greene joining us at 12:20. He's going to teach us how to watch soccer like a pro. And I know Molly's been reading that book, so we'll.
I know. I'm trying to entice her to come in and maybe get get a few questions.
Well, she better start now because she takes a little while.
Oh man, hope she's not listening. Oh no,
what? She's on.
She's going to come in hot. She's going to come in hot.
She'll take the elevator in the house. It'll be fine. Yeah,
it doesn't come up to this room. Relax.
That's awesome. I love it. So we've got a lot to get, and of course the Brewers are at home. Against the San Diego Padres.
Man, they take a lot of days off. I mean, that's crazy. Like,
it's
another
like
day off.
It's like football.
Crazy, crazy work. Crazy work from a guy playing 17 games.
I know. I can't believe that they had another day off. I mean, aren't they? But they are like 3 games behind the Cubs, right? In games played. Is that what I saw?
Yeah. So they'll catch up.
Yeah. They might be. They're going to be like a half game back after this.
They
series.
did get a rain out in there in St. Louis.
No, I know they had. I think 2 of them, right, where they had to.
They made it up the next day, right away.
Kansas City.
Yeah,
that's right. They did the doubleheader on that one.
Yeah, and
what do you do? What do you do for a doubleheader, Tommy? Like you don't do 2 leadoff shows, do you?
Well, I think
if it's a split, do you still do 2 leadoff shows?
And 2
or are you in the middle of the post game of the first game?
It's like post game.
That's kind of the leadoff.
I can't remember what we did last year. I think last year I would do both on splits. Well, last year
we didn't do post game last year. So
right, but post game, I don't know what we're gonna do with that because the situation with me last year was, you get paid by the game, and so you should do more of them to make more money.
Right.
Now I'm not in that scenario anymore, but someone I work with is, so I would be willing to do the same thing we were doing last year if we're getting paid by the game.
Interesting. All right. So if you have any,
that'd be nice. Get paid.
If you have any thoughts on what Tommy should do on a split doubleheader, 414-677-1250. We'll get that to Sparky and Mitch Rosen, and we'll make them make the appropriate decisions.
Perfect.
Yeah. We got you.
We can add something in.
All right. So I do want to talk about LeBron for just a second. Because LeBron's season's over. They got swept. Yep. The Thunder are now 8-0 in the playoffs. On their halfway to 16-0. Never happened before. Right? Never happened before.
No, Lakers when they did it went 16-1,
yeah,
right?
The Sixers, the Sixers have also gone 16-1.
Close.
Or maybe they were 15-1 back then.
Yeah, it was a 3-game set at the beginning. Yeah, I got you.
But with LeBron, do you want LeBron to keep playing? Do you care about the legacy or the star power or the aura around LeBron? And if so, does he stay with the Lakers? Do you want him to go back to Cleveland for a reunion tour? What are your thoughts about and just about veterans in general who've been around 20 plus years and have earned their flowers, still are performing at a high level, maybe not as high as they were one day. Aaron Rodgers could be in this conversation on some level.
Yeah.
What do you as a fan?
This is a holistic conversation.
This is. What do you as a fan want to see from your stars as they are winding down in their careers?
So what's his contract situation in LA? Is he up there?
I think he has the option to leave.
So so he has an option.
LeBron James' contract situation is he has a player option this year. He is an unrestricted free agent going into.
Yeah, he's done. He's done.
Yeah, so he goes wherever he wants.
He made
it's his choice.
$52.6 million in salary this year. He was 12th in the NBA in salary.
Bring him to the Bucks.
And he has no salary next year.
I knew y'all would like that.
I'm not even thinking of that for me perspective. It's just if you throw LeBron on, if someone throws the idea of bring LeBron to the Bucks, the Bucks fans will riot on that.
If you're LeBron though, and you could sign a deal for $50 million, is there any thought to take a veteran minimum $5 million deal to play where you want to play? Whether it's with Giannis or do you go to Golden State and play a year with Steph because you've always wanted, and you've made it clear for 15 years that you've always wanted to play with Steph. Do you go play with Steph? Do you go play with Kevin Durant? Do you go play in Boston? Do you go play what do you do if you have that freedom? You've made $480 million or $780. I don't know what.
Yeah, there's kind of 2 sides to this, right? Because I think the boring piece is is he healthy? is his body like able to keep pushing and do the things that he wants to do? It looked like, he had a solid season, right? Like he's still doing some really high level things.
584 million, by the way. 584 million.
Yeah. Financially, it's not there, but I will say, like, to get yourself going and go through that grind and all of those things, there has to be that realization, like, is winning another championship, what is that number worth, right? Mm-hmm. Is it worth 10 million? Is it worth, 20 million? Like, what is that for him? I'd be hard pressed to say LeBron James is taking $5 million to go play basketball.
I agree, but like on the flip side though, like who cares? Like he could play for free if he wants to win a championship. Like wouldn't he just say, I'll take what out? Like I want to play with Steph, or like this is almost more like who do you want to, or do you want? I always want to play with the Knicks. The Knicks are going to lose in the Eastern Conference Finals this year if they do. Let's say the Knicks lose to the Thunder in the finals this year, and he says, you know what? They don't have to trade anybody. They don't have to get rid of anybody. I can go to the Knicks for $5 million or $10 million or whatever the mid-level cap number is, and I can make, and we could give the Thunder a run next year.
I mean,
and I could do it in New York, and I could be as good as Jalen Brunson and Cat and all the other Knicks who were there for a long time. Like I'm gonna be a hero in New York
coast to
if
coast.
I bring a title to the Knicks.
Go to the Knicks for 1 year and then go to Golden State. He'd literally have touched every corner and central part of the United States. He would literally have represented every piece of this country.
Yeah, Seattle expansion. LeBron gets there. He brings back the Sonics. Yeah. No, I'm out on all of this.
You're out on all of it.
I'm out on all of this. What does he have more to prove?
But what does he want to prove? I don't think it has anything to do about needing.
I do think his kids.
I don't think needs the right word. I think, what does he want?
He said his family. He's going to consult his family. He's going to talk to the people in his life. Like, you got to consider all those things. Obviously, it's crazy. He's been able to play with Bronny, right? Like, so he's had like his, that moment in time. He has other kids. He has other commitments, other things. You got to kind of consider those now. Like he is at that point where it's like, I made $580 million. Do I want to go and be away from my family for an extended period of time? Right. Do they love being in LA? Do we need to move everybody if I go and play for the Knicks or go back to Cleveland or go to Golden State? Like that kind of stuff is real. And whenever you're 30 years old, you're like, all right, we're going to have time. And like, we'll figure it out and we'll shore up where we live here in the next 5 years. But when you're 41, 42 years old, like you're kind of at that point where it's like, I want to be where my family is. Mm-hmm. We need to be together and do this thing together. So I love what he said. He's like, I'm going to go I'm going to go drink a bottle of red wine and I'm going to talk to my family and talk to those people that I care about. And I think that's handling it the right way. I appreciate that from LeBron. That is, I think, sometimes where other superstars at times, like maybe Aaron Rodgers, where we don't hear from him,
right?
It gets a little like you're like, okay, like I'm curious what LeBron's going to do. Aaron, I think, has crossed that line where it's like, all right, like we'll just kind of wait and see. Like let's just see what he's going to do, and the story is kind of less exciting right now.
Well, if you guys think now, as someone who is a LeBron James fan, this is me speaking here. Yeah. I know that's not very common.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you
everything LeBron has done.
I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't think that LeBron James and the NBA don't want to have a retirement tour,
somebody just texted
for LeBron James.
There's no way that egocentric diva retires without a farewell tour.
No way. Like they're going to make that will be drawn out like they did with Kobe.
That would
like
be shocking.
They did the same thing with Udonis Haslem. Like they will do this with LeBron James.
Basketball can do it easier than other sports, right? Like it's maybe baseball, like if you're a pitcher, like they did it with a few guys.
Here's a fun Wisconsin twist on it. LeBron James, will he ever play another game in Milwaukee again?
No.
Because he does not care. He does not like the city. He will go on a
retirement
Milwaukee and Memphis. He will go on a retirement tour next year and he will have rest listed under his did not participate
because
he's done playing in Milwaukee.
What do you feel about that? Like, I think there are only a few players in the history of sports that probably deserve, not deserve. I don't like the word deserve, but maybe earned like the opportunity to do something like that, because it is like it's not everybody, and not everyone gets that opportunity, but there are certain players that like a farewell tour. But like, how do you determine that? Like, I'd have a hard time saying like, oh man, this is all right, I'm going to go play and I'm going to have a farewell tour, and every game I play, I know it's my last.
You need to be a bona fide first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Bona fide. I mean, no doubt, no question.
Right. Dirk Nowitzki, Tim Duncan.
Does Dame get a farewell tour?
No, I don't think so. No way.
Ooh, I don't know, man. Like, that's another guy that I think would NBA. He was a top 75 player in that NBA 75.
No, you got to be. No, you got to be in the conversation. Like,
no,
right?
Like, you got to be like in the conversation. Yeah, Steph Curry, Kobe, like Jordan, LeBron. Like, where it's like you sit in the locker room and you're saying who is the best basketball player of all time conversation, right?
Is Kevin Durant? Probably.
Kevin Durant would get a farewell tour.
Yeah.
I think Kevin Durant.
But it's also about like who they are and where they've played and what they've done. Like, Dame just hasn't done as much. He hasn't won as much. He hasn't gotten the accolade, and that's part of it. Like, that is part of it. That's
but he's
part
a
of your
bona fide
legacy.
first ballot Hall of Famer.
Sure.
They gave one to Vince Carter, was like the most recent one.
But Vince Carter
right?
was beloved.
Yeah,
like, everybody loved him.
I think that, and also, this is something.
If Dame plays for 5 more years, he's got a chance.
Sorry, the YouTube channel comment was hilarious.
Oh, I didn't even get it on mine over here.
No.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
that's us.
Nice.
Tommy Chunga, Thunder, and the kicker. Let's go.
Yeah, this is the show's going.
That's where we're headed. This is where our show's headed.
I think
love it.
Maybe LeBron James will do like he'll
Blue
be
Chew.
a Blue Chew. Yeah. I mean, he'd be a great spokesperson for that.
Man, if he did Blue Chew, I'd do Blue Chew.
you do.
I don't do Blue Chew.
Oh,
I speak for Blue Chew. I educate
represent.
people about Blue Chew.
Yeah,
I've never said that I actually do Blue Chew yet.
All right. LeBron James getting a farewell tour. He absolutely deserves one.
Sure.
He is the greatest basketball player that is, far as talent goes, of all time. Maybe not the most accomplished.
Okay, who do you want him to do it with then? Do you want him to stay in LA?
Second best.
He's not going to stay in LA. He apparently their relationship.
Can he go to Cleveland, or do you go to Golden State? Like, do you try to play with who you want to play with?
But I think it depends. Like, Golden State wants to win a championship. Like, they can't. I don't know that
you don't think LeBron James can win a championship.
He can win a championship in a farewell tour.
Yeah. But I think it has to work out. It has to work out right.
It'd be really funny if you went to Memphis. Trade the third.
Stop.
Just go ahead.
414-677-1250. 414-677-1250 is the Nicolay Law Talk and text line. Tommy in Dallas says Durant has been on a farewell tour for half a decade.
Yeah.
He kind of has. Nick Greene is going to join us coming up and teach us how to watch soccer, right? Because World Cup's coming up. Mason, on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for the World Cup?
Very excited. I got his book right here. So,
nice.
Yeah, Molly's been reading some blurbs to me. It's like bedtime stories.
Oh, my gosh. That
would Christian Pulisic get a farewell tour?
Do I want Crosby?
I don't know. Like, unfortunately, I hope it's not the World Cup this year. That's his fair.
I want Crosby's crew cameras during story time. Molly reads to Mason.
I know. It's just so soothing. Her voice is so nice. I was just I was reading up on some of the stuff. I'm excited to kind of pick his brain on why he went down this. Did you know he has How to Watch Basketball Like a Genius too?
No, but
yeah.
Now
so
I know
we're just that one up.
Now I know we're just talking about basketball the next segment, so I'm excited.
I shouldn't have said that.
No, he's Mason Crosby. He's Tommy Wirtz. I'm Mitch Nellis, aka Thunder. Nick Greene is next. This is the Mason Crosby Show. Wait, what? This is the Molly Crosby Show here on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. My name's Mitch Nellis. Tommy Wirtz is here. Mason Crosby's here. But truly, the brains behind the operation, Molly Crosby in the house.
Let's not get too carried away here.
I love it.
That's a lot to live up to.
Is it though? I mean, you hear the three of us. It's not that much to live up to. Come on.
You easily just became the smartest on the show.
She's always been the brains. Like obviously with her leg out, I still have a leg up, if you will, in this relationship.
Oh my God.
Things just got really...
I feel like you've said that joke 50 times as a kicker. That is not the first time you used that one.
It's actually the first I've heard it.
Oh, that's awful.
And it was well played. I have been a toddler around the house.
That's all right. I'll throw up in my mouth for you, Molly. It's okay.
Thank you.
You know them from drinking wine together on Crosby's crew, Mason and Molly Crosby. And joining us now on the guest hotline, powered by Gruber Law, is Nick Greene. Nick Greene, author of How to Watch Soccer Like a Genius, just in time for the World Cup. Nick, how you doing, sir?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing great. And I'm going to hand things over to Mason and Molly because Molly's reading the book and Mason is listening to Molly read the book.
All right.
Excited to all learn from you how to watch soccer like a genius.
Yeah, Nick. Molly will sit and, it's like story time. And she starts reading me some of the passages and some of the chapters in this book. So I'm a huge fan of the game of soccer. And so I love how you dove into the details, like why did soccer become what it was? I love the part in here. I think Molly read this to me, how in England, it was soccer first, then they changed it to football, and it was like there was football, soccer, then back to football because they didn't want anything to connect with America or something like that. So tell us why this book, why you did it with this approach.
For sure.
Yeah.
First, I want to say that I'm mad that we already got the audiobook sorted out because it would be nice to have Molly do it for me. I mean, that would have been
amazing.
That would have been
a
great.
missed opportunity. Next one. No, this is this is sort of my way of thinking about things. I don't have a brain that works great. So the genius in the title is sort of a joke. But I do talk to a lot of geniuses about the game, nice. And they're not people who you necessarily would associate with soccer. But these are people who, because of the history of the game and how it's evolved, I think lend an interesting perspective. So, for example, we can all agree soccer is pretty weird in that it legislates play to the feet, and the fact that makes for an odd game. And so I found a podiatrist who is also a paleoanthropologist in South Africa who knows more about how the foot has changed and evolved than anyone else. And that way I can sort of find out more about what that means, that when we legislate play to the feet, what happens. And so this book is basically, I'm the kind of person who gets lost in Wikipedia wormholes. And, I start looking for one thing and then an hour later, I'm laying up in bed reading about, Elvis Presley's karate history. So this is sort of the same kind of thinking and wormhole, but in a easy portable book form.
Okay, so tell me. Obviously, being a kicker myself, I'm curious what the podiatrist and the paleoanthropologist had to say about what it means whenever you take a game and play it with your feet.
Well, yeah, humans have not. We're not meant to kick things. Our feet are designed to keep us upright and to walk and to free up our hands. So we can use our brains and have those develop more. So the fact that soccer players can do what they do and the control they can achieve with their feet, which are basically these flippers we keep in our shoes, is pretty amazing. And I want to say, Mason, I'm a Bears fan, so I'm very familiar with the work.
All right, thanks, Nick.
Right,
thanks
Nick,
for coming on.
Great. See you later, buddy.
No, I just want to say
we can't promote this book any longer.
I've seen you kick a gazillion extra points in my life, so the sort of nuances of where you strike a ball on your foot and the differences it makes. And, even the fact that we have so many bones in our feet, roughly a quarter of the bones in our body are in our feet, because they work for this compression and for balance and all these things except kicking. So anytime you see someone kick something, be it a ball or a can or who knows what else, just know that that's not a natural behavior, and it's something that sort of we have to work against.
I totally agree with you. It is unnatural. But I'm going to let Molly ask a few questions, because I know she's like gotten into the weeds of this book a little bit. Obviously read a few things to me. So anything you have, Molly, to ask Nick about watching the game like a genius and how, because she's excited. As soon as she saw this book show up at the house, she was like, oh my gosh, our son plays soccer, our daughter plays soccer. I love the game. And Molly's like, I can watch the game. I know the game, but I think she was excited to get into some nuance around it. Go ahead. Do you have anything?
I do.
Okay.
What's the sign when I have to stop? Just like a aggressive leg tap.
When do you have to stop?
Well, first of all, I want to go and get How to Watch Basketball Like a Genius, because that's the one you wrote first, right? Soccer team after. And when you pick baseball or something next, please keep me in mind for the audiobook. That would literally be a dream come true. But
100%.
I have one. First of all, I had to reread the beginning several times, just because I didn't want to miss anything. I have like several pages marked. I thought it was incredible when you're talking about how, just from like a historical context, that soccer most looks like almost going to war, covering the terrain and all spread out, or picturing our ancestors. I can't wait to read this book several times. But my first question would be, just because maybe I haven't gotten there yet, if you could give a nugget of information. So I know very little about soccer, and I realized I need to learn. Nolan's been playing for about a decade. Mason's invested in these teams. I love watching. I just don't know what's going on or how to kind of process it.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was cheering, I think in high school or college, somebody told me to watch the offensive line really closely. So I'd know if it was going to be a run or a pass play. And that one tidbit like changed the way I watched football. So do you have kind of like one of those high level hints, or can you tell me where in the book I might stumble across like a big cornerstone light bulb moment where it's like the whole thing just unlocks from there?
Yeah, well, one thing I think is fascinating is that passing had to be invented. When the game first started sort of in earnest, it was played by very wealthy, aristocratic young men in England, and they weren't used to sharing. And they played, one of the quotes of a famous old player said, "I played purely for my own pleasure." So they would play with their heads down and basically dribble until they lost the ball, and either their teammate would recover it or someone else would, an opponent, and they would keep going. And basically what happened was there was the first ever international match between England and Scotland. England were the huge favorites. They had more players, more talent. They were on average, 20 pounds heavier, bigger, faster than the Scottish players. But the Scottish players were, these are just normal dudes. There's a butcher, joiner, tapestry salesman, and they had no qualms about sharing, about moving, about passing, about playing together as a unit. So they essentially introduced passing to the world stage, and that's the way it's played. And so a great way to watch the game is just to watch the passing and to see the person, not just who has the ball, but who you think is going to get the ball and who's most likely to get the ball, and watch them scanning, looking around, because everyone is constantly thinking, if I happen to get possession right now, I need to make a decision. And the highest levels, you have to make that decision before you even have possession of the ball. So watch them. You'll see them looking around. That way, when the ball comes to them, they know exactly what to do with it. And sort of this, you have to do predicting the future in miniature every time you play.
That's right. Scan the field. My son plays midfield, and that's kind of his next evolution and progression in his game, is just having that scan, right? Mm-hmm. Like, you just need to know where's your space. As soon as that ball comes to you, I am taking the ball into space, and then I am looking for that next option. I'm either dribbling and attacking, or I'm passing to someone else. I can't believe, I love that like they had to be taught to share, taught to pass.
You should know that with our children. Like
it
doesn't come naturally.
That's why it's a great game. Yeah, for kids, it's like, all right, share the ball, like pass it. You can't do it all yourself.
I even talked to a child development expert about the fact that, we are, when we first come into this world, pretty selfish, for good reason, creatures. I mean, we want to eat, we want to survive, and that's it. And the world doesn't contain other people for a while. And so I talked to her sort of about, at what point do we sort of understand that sharing is good? And it is something that we have to learn, and we have to basically have good experiences with to sort of back up and to continue. And that's exactly the same story with how it worked in soccer, that the sharing method resulted in wins and it was more effective. And that's why sort of it reinforced that thing that we learn as children, that, okay, sharing actually is good.
That's awesome. We got Nick Greene joining the Mason Crosby show. We're talking about his book, How to Watch Soccer Like a Genius. You got to pick this thing up, especially with the World Cup coming. If you know nothing about soccer, we do need to come together, as a nation, cheer on our team, our U.S. men's national soccer team playing in this summer's World Cup here in the great United States and Canada and Mexico. Sorry, I didn't include them originally. But it's going to be awesome. And like, if you don't know anything, I think this book could give you some good insights and give you some knowledge that is philosophical as well as just detailed on how to watch the game and how to enjoy it. So I know Molly has a couple more questions. We'll let her go.
I'll make it quick. My other question would be, I alluded to before, this isn't like lightning in a pan for you. You've now done this successfully with 2 sports, two really great books. And, I am an aspiring children's book author, and I don't want to go the Amazon self-published route. How do you go from having, maybe you don't feel like a genius, but you had a really good idea that you researched like a genius to come to this product? How did you go about not having to be some like self-published Amazon special? This is like a really beautiful coffee table display. Like, maybe people just think you're genius because it's out. Like, this feels really substantial and real. Do you have any tips for aspiring authors?
Thank you for that. Gosh, the tips are the boring tips that everyone's going to say, but they really do work. Is just keep at it. At some level, doesn't matter who it's for. It's always going to be in a way for yourself to get better, to get more comfortable. It doesn't matter where you publish it first, as long as you're doing it for yourself. And if people will find it. It's the publishing industry is constantly changing, and there's so many different ways in and out and everything. But the most important thing is just to keep writing. And I was lucky enough to be able to write and do what I love and have it turn into a couple books so far. So again, it's the worst advice because it's the obvious and the most boring. But gosh, I don't know anything else to say.
Nick, I got another follow-up question. Like, did you play soccer? And did you, if you did or didn't, like, what did you learn like that was most fascinating to you from doing all this research and writing this book?
Yeah, I played soccer in high school. I wasn't very good, but I loved it. I rode the bench mostly. I actually started playing again with a bunch of dads. And
nice.
I've learned that I'm an old, decrepit man. That's something I've learned through the most recent
stretch. Make sure you stretch.
Yeah. Yes. I forgot that the first time I went out in a while, and I'm still paying for that months later. It's this game is something that we kind of take for granted, that we think is ancient and has always been around and will always be around, but that's not true. It's a relatively young game. If you go back to 1863 is when the first rules were really codified, and its success is not guaranteed. And it doesn't change that much. The last major rule change was 1992 with goalie not being able to pick up a back pass. So all the things that are happening are sort of tweaks and nuanced approaches to something that's been around for a very long time, and its evolution and development is very subtle, but the more you watch them, I think the more you appreciate it, and the more you play too, the more you appreciate it. And the fact that it's just the most accessible game there is. You just need some people and a ball. You don't even need a goal. Put some backpacks down. It's a game that can be played everywhere, which is why it's played everywhere. So there's a lesson in there. Make something that's easy to appreciate, and it'll take off.
Nick Greene, author of How to Watch Soccer Like a Genius, as we head into World Cup 2026 season, hosted, of course, by Mexico, the United States, and Canada. Nick, how do you explain Americans' love-hate relationship with soccer, where the rest of the world loves it and Americans either love it or hate it? And we've had these flashes before in '94 and other years where U.S. has hosted either men's or women's, and we've seen an uptick in interest and then a downtick in interest, and then an uptick, and then how do you expect the public to embrace or not embrace soccer this time in 2026?
I think the '94 World Cup was actually very effective in sort of raising the profile of soccer. And then right after that, you had MLS the following summer sort of be a sort of entrenched, real sort of league that you knew was not just a flash in the pan, that was going to be there for a while. And then shortly thereafter, you had the Women's World Cup triumph in '99 when the U.S. beat China on the dramatic penalty kicks. So, I feel like the game's growth from the '90s was extremely important and very effective in raising the profile. And this should be the most recent World Cup should be a sort of demonstration of all the hard work that's gone into raising the game's profile. But again, this is a game that evolved from the same games that American football did, just happened to do so on a different timeline,
right,
and with different stewards sort of directing it in different ways. It was, we had oceans separating us from the sort of epicenters of it. So the things that Americans, and I cover this in the book a lot, maybe kind of bristle at, the low scoring, the ties, things like that, diving. There are reasons for all of this. And I try my best to sort of explain them and maybe not say, oh, this is actually good, it makes it better, but there's a reason for all this, and it makes for, I think, a pretty interesting textured game.
Well, I love how you did How to Watch Basketball Like a Genius first, and then to this, because we live in a world now where, okay, we just saw OKC sweep the LA Lakers, and the best player in basketball is quintessentially, he takes fouls like nobody else, and he draws fouls. And when people watch soccer, something they get upset about is somebody dragging a leg, taking a foul, taking a hit, where we're seeing that. I feel like we're seeing that more and more in modern American sports, especially probably more so basketball, but it's a tactical play. If you've ever tried to run as fast as you can and time up somebody making contact and then time up, going to the ground at the same time, the athleticism involved in that is actually extremely, extremely high. Like, you have to be a great athlete to even consider that in the run of play. I don't like diving. I don't like soccer dives, but I understand how you can draw someone in and then get the foul whenever you might not be able to go and score. So what do you think America's reaction is going to be? And let's be real, a lot of times it's more of a South American, Spanish vibe that does a little bit more of the theatrical diving. Whenever we, Americans see that first big flop in the World Cup, is that going to turn a lot of people off, or do you think people have come a little more accustomed to it over the years?
It's funny you mention it, and you're very sort of astute to say, yeah, it does take skill to do it convincingly. I speak with a stunt woman, and I showed her a bunch of clips of Luis Suarez, the Uruguayan striker, his dives, and she was marveling at how acrobatic he was. And how good at diving he was. Oh my, this is a woman who gets hit by cars for a living, and she was saying, wow, he's really selling that and doing a great job. So yeah, there is skill involved, and it's one of those things that, gosh, when the stakes are high, you kind of have to ask yourself, well, if winning is the most important thing, then why shouldn't I be trying to sort of game this, to sort of cheat my way here a little bit. And it's incumbent on the officials to prevent that. They have tools in their toolbox to do that. And to go into your question about the World Cup this year, I think, as you mentioned, basketball has done a pretty good job at priming us to look out for dives. And honestly, because basketball is a game that has more stopping and starting than soccer, obviously, I think viewers might even be surprised, who have been conditioned to watch basketball flopping in recent years, how relatively infrequent it might be in soccer now, as comparison.
Awesome. Nick Greene joining the Mason Crosby Show, How to Watch Soccer Like a Genius. Nick, before we let you go, just tell everybody where they can find your book, how they can access all this, how they can get the audio book and the future audio book by Molly Crosby. Just let everybody know where they can find your stuff.
On sale wherever books are sold, Amazon, Barnes and Noble. It should be there, and it comes out today. And I hope people enjoy it and have fun as a sort of a companion to the World Cup.
So excited. Thanks for joining us, Nick Greene. That was awesome. I can't wait to dive deeper into this.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
All right, Nick, thank you so much for joining us. Nick Greene, again, author of How to Watch Soccer Like a Genius. Find it wherever books are sold, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and more. Joined us on the guest hotline, powered by Gruber Law, one call, that's all. And a special appearance by Molly Crosby. Always a pleasure to have the better half and the smarter half.
Show them your crutches, sweetie.
On the show.
Come
Molly, there we go.
Brutal.
Molly, thanks so much for jumping in. Nice.
Yeah.
This is the Mason Crosby Show.
Don't try this at home.
Our thanks again to Nick Greene for joining us. How to watch soccer like an expert on the guest hotline powered by Gruber Law. One call, that's all. Well, you can watch soccer like an expert, and you can also be an expert in the bedroom. That's right, fellas. We're starting with the call to action. Make life easier by getting harder and discover your options at BlueChew.com. Blue Chew Gold. It's the revolutionary 4-in-1 upgrade that targets both your brain and your body. This is the future of performance. Faster, smarter, and precision engineered for results. So you want to be the expert? You want to be the champion in the bedroom? You want all those things. You know you do. I do. We all do. So it dissolves right under your tongue. It's Blue Chew Gold. It works in as little as 15 minutes. That means less waiting, more confidence, and a whole new level of readiness. We've got a special deal for our listeners. Get 10% off your first month of Blue Chew Gold with code THUNDER. That's promo code THUNDER. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information.
a Super Bowl champion.
The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl.
The Packers' all-time leading scorer.
A game winner for Mason Crosby.
It's time for the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook and on the free Odyssey app.
Welcome into hour number 2 of the Mason Crosby Show, the 1 o'clock hour, high noon in Mazatlan, Mexico, where I brought that up on my computer. And guys, I just want to go.
You want to go?
It looks it's right on the coast. It looks amazing. Like could the three of us just go there and hang for a week? Like that'd be unbelievable.
We should do one of those fan events. Yeah.
We should,
like a fan event where we go and, it's like people, we give away, people pay to come out and we do our show live, like on the beach
or at the pool.
At the pool.
I need,
or not do our show, whatever.
Mace,
we could just hang out.
There might be rumors. There might be some people working on something.
Some rumors.
The station across the street that doesn't exist anymore in southeastern Wisconsin, they used to do that. They did that for like 6 or 7 straight years. Well, now there seems to be like an opportunity for someone else to pick that up.
Guys, I did
not do that on purpose. Tommy, I'm glad you picked up on it. Here's Tommy Wirtz.
Mexican resort so bad in my life, guys. You have no idea how bad I need that.
Yeah,
you don't get it till October,
all the things. Yeah,
you don't get it till late October, early November.
That's fine. The weather's getting nicer here, but if I just have that to look forward to,
because you don't get it during baseball season.
Yeah,
right.
You can't go to Mexico right now.
Yeah, I would take Cancun. I would settle for Cancun whenever.
That's not settling.
That's not settling. Cancun's fantastic.
No,
I was down there over Thanksgiving, and I mean, when you go down on like the main strip, like with all the all the hotel row or whatever it is, whatever they call it, hotel district. I mean it's crazy. Like the shopping centers, like all the thing, like you're just like, where am I right now? Like they've modernized it so much that you could be anywhere in the world, like being there in Cancun.
Mazatlan currently is like, if you go to Mazatlan, you stay on your resort. Like it's one of the parts of Mexico where you stay on the resort. Mason, have you ever done Ziwa Teneo?
I have not.
Oh, it is beautiful. I mean, it obviously featured in Shawshank Redemption.
Yes.
But it is beautiful. A buddy of mine got married there, and it was like, whoa. And then on the way back, my wife's freshman year roommate, she actually had a roommate and a suite mate, both from Mexico, who are like from well-to-do families. Yeah. So we flew back to Mexico City. My wife got picked up by one of them and spent like a week like with Mexican royalty, basically. I, of course, had to fly back and live with the
plebeians.
Yes.
You had to do the normal stuff.
Como se dice plebeian in Espanol?
Bonjour, je m'appelle Marcel. I took French. It worked really well.
There you go. That worked out for you.
Yeah, it was great in Mexico.
Have I ever told you this story when I was playing there in Green Bay early on? This is actually, I think, pre-Nolan. Molly and I did a couple we did a cruise and we did a trip to Jamaica. And she was actually pregnant. Pregnant with Nolan on the trip to Jamaica. Our boy, what is his help me. Yeah. The linebacker from UCLA, Brandon Chiller. Chiller.
Never had that.
We're playing beach like football, just a pickup game with some of the fans.
Molly while pregnant.
He tackled Molly. Oh, and she was pregnant.
He did not.
Yeah.
I was just kidding.
I almost lost my mind.
Yeah, I was.
But I'm like, I don't know if I could take him, but I gotta.
It's a lot about Nolan, though.
Kick him in the nuts at that point. Yeah.
No, he felt so bad, but it was like one of those where he ran toward it. She kind of got in the way and he caught her. And it was like, but kind of like laid her down on the ground. I was like, oh my gosh. But, those are fun times. Like I remember that vividly. But the cruise, have you ever been on a cruise?
I've never been on a cruise. Mrs. Thunder hates cruises. So like, I don't know like when I'm going to go on a cruise.
Yeah,
I could see myself.
She might do Alaska.
I could see myself really liking
or
them.
European river cruise.
I could see myself really hating them. 414-677-1250.
Cruises,
cruise nightmares, and cruise dreams.
Like, are cruises amazing or are cruises horrible?
Well, I mean, the nightmare's going on right now for a few people.
Yeah,
with
the hantavirus thing.
Hantavirus.
So I was doing last Thursday. I was with Tim Allen. I was doing the roundtable on Spectrum News in Wisconsin. And the host, Dennis Krause, was on vacation. So there was a backup host. And he had to like interrupt our taping to do a 5-minute interview with a doctor about the hantavirus that was going into their news show and then come back to taping our sports show because it was like breaking news at the time. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's a scary time. Unfortunately, I've heard like cruise stories that I've heard are I think my I guess like great aunt, her husband, like so my great uncle died on a cruise.
No.
It's like that's awful. And then it was like they were in some other country, so they had to get him off the boat, and then getting him back to the States was this whole issue.
So not that story withstanding, I would love a cruise. Like I would own a cruise. I would crush it. I would be like the champion of the boat.
You would be a good cruiser.
Everyone would know me. Everyone would want to like party with me.
Like
I'd be at the blackjack table. And like everybody's winning. Let's go.
All inclusive.
Let's go.
Yeah, Mitch, all inclusive Nellis.
Yes.
I can see it for
I would
sure.
eat everything in
all
sight.
I don't like going on vacation that long. Like cruises are too long.
Really?
For me. Like I don't need.
Okay.
You want to go to a destination, like get on vacation. Yeah, it does feel like you're traveling, for a long period of time. It's almost like shopping your future vacation.
Yeah, and Alyssa is going on a cruise, and I am. Like,
I didn't know she had a name.
Oh, sorry.
On the radio, at least.
There you go.
Girl.
There you go.
Oh,
She's going on a cruise,
now.
and it's like 11
Mrs.
days.
Kmart.
Oh, bro. That's gonna get me in. That's gonna be brutal. That's gonna hear that.
Just kidding, Alyssa.
It's Kmart and Nordstrom. Maybe
That's right.
yeah.
Kmart and Nordstrom. Oh, I like that. Let's go.
Lulu Mart. All right, now
Lulu. I believe it's Lululemon.
Yeah, I know it was a play on it,
right,
but I'm just saying 11 days. Like I don't even know.
11 is a long time.
That's a long.
How many times are you gonna cry?
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it. I'm gonna be so bored. I have no idea. Like, and she's like gonna have service sometimes. You know, like you're in international waters. Like, what do you mean? Like you can't just call whenever you want.
The part that got me, I can't remember when we went on the cruise, but there was until we got deep into the Caribbean, like it was kind of cool up on the deck. So it's like you're out in the ocean. Like I think it might have been in early March, and we went out of Galveston, and it was like 60 degrees when we disembarked. And I mean, I was like, I did not pack a sweatshirt, so I was like inside for the first half a day cruising until we got kind of deep into the Caribbean. And then I had a few too many cocktails the first night.
Well, it's a good way to stay warm.
And then the next day we had to do like a Q&A in the bowels of the boat, like in some conference room. I was not fun to say the least.
Who are you with?
It was like a fan tour, like Packer fan tour, something like that.
That's fun.
So it was a bunch of fans. Darren College was there.
Sure,
a couple other guys.
He would take over. He'd talk the whole time.
Oh, he went. Yeah, I just let them go. But I'm sitting there just like rocking with the boat, and they're like, they come over the announcements like, we took the stabilizers off so we could make better time, and like they're like the seas are a little rough this morning, and I'm just under there just like, oh gosh, I'm about to puke.
So I have a couple of corrections. Sorry, it's a 9-day cruise.
Thank you for the correction. We were concerned. Everyone was wondering.
Crosby's cruise.
Ooh,
Crosby's
cruise.
Crosby's crew goes on a cruise.
I already trademarked it if you'd like to purchase it, but you're welcome. You're welcome.
I'd have to have final sign off on like the boat that we went on, because it'd have to be one of those epic ones with all the slides.
Yes, everything. Casino,
exactly.
Nightclub. All right. So LeBron James is probably already on a cruise. We talked about LeBron James in the first hour. Baseball season, nobody's on a cruise because we are in the thick of it now. The Milwaukee Brewers, 22-16, 6 games over 500, hosting the Padres, who are 8 games over 500. The Padres, I believe, half a game ahead of the Dodgers in the NL West. Also going on this week is Cubs at Braves, 2 of the best teams in Major League Baseball. That should be a lot of fun. Our weekly Monday look at the standings
on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
What did we do yesterday? Were we here?
No. Yeah.
Was I drunk? The Brewers.
It was a day off. We didn't.
The Brewers and Cardinals are tied 3.5 games back of the Cubs. The Brewers are percentage points ahead of the Cardinals because, again, they've played fewer games. But when you look at the wild card race, the Dodgers are half a game ahead of both the Brewers and the Cardinals. So right now, the Brewers would make the playoffs. It would be the 5-4 matchup. Brewers at Dodgers in the first round. Can we avoid?
It's going to be a tough season when the Dodgers are sitting back in the wild card spot. At this point, there's some good teams out there.
Well,
yeah, the league standings in the National League with Braves, Cubs, Padres, Dodgers, then Brewers, Cardinals.
But what is it? Isn't like Braves division like nobody else in that division is playing baseball right now?
They are 43 games ahead of the Phillies.
Yeah, it's just like nobody is playing.
They're 9
baseball.
games up on second place Philly.
Luckily, with
this early, that is insane.
With 120 games to go, the Brewers do control their own destiny. Still here.
Oh, thank goodness! There's still a few games left.
The other weird thing about this is how good the teams have been in the National League. Like the Mets are 8 games out of the wild card while they're 9 games out in their division. The American League, there's no team more than 4 games out of a playoff spot right now. Like the Astros and Angels are 4 games out, and they are last in the American League. That's crazy. So everyone's alive in the American League.
Wait, so the Dodgers would be home?
The Dodgers would be the 4 seed against the 5 seed Brewers.
Yep. I was just thinking like
and then it'd be
the
Cardinals
electricity of a Miz Game 1 against the Dodgers.
Ms. Yamamoto.
Oh God, that would be unreal to see. And
I mean, Miz is going to be the starter in the playoffs.
He's going to be the.
Yes,
it's not even a question at this point.
100%.
He's one of the best pitchers in baseball. You don't want him to start on the team.
Did you put anything down for
no, we should check if it moved.
Yeah,
did it move?
Because
Tommy, you checked the number. It was 1,700. It moved to 1,600
by Showtime yesterday.
Sproat is our starter tonight for our Brewers.
I like that.
They are taking on Matt Waldron, who's been a decent pitcher, but this year has not gotten off to a good start.
Yeah.
An ERA over 7. So, is he?
Yeah. Well, he throws like a knuckleball in his pitch mix. He's not like a Timmy Wakefield or an R.A. Dickey. But he also throws it faster than anyone else. He throws like an 80-mile-an-hour knuckleball.
Well, last year, 7-11 with a 4.91 ERA. It is not translated to success at the major league level.
There's not a whole lot of knuckleballers that have had just dominance.
No.
Like R.A. Dickey's season will never happen again.
Right. He had a great season. I mean, Wakefield, Negro, Huff, all pitched well. But you're not a Cy Young guy, except for unless you catch like that one season of lightning in a bottle.
Imagine if Miz worked in a knuckleball in his arsenal
that would be
eventually.
But you'd be able to see it. I mean, if he could throw that with the same arm slot and arm motion, but just a 56-mile-an-hour knuckleball.
All of a sudden, it just came out as a knuckleball.
Guys,
like it looked like he was
fall down. Mason,
oh my gosh!
Fall down.
They would swing and just like be able to reset and maybe get a little bunt on it.
So. Expectations for this series. Tim Allen was talking with 9 to Noon earlier today and seemed to be a little hesitant just going into this series. I think not really sure what to do with himself after the 3-game set with the Yankees, but we were using that as a barometer for this Brewers team. Does this series hold the same barometer that we just looked at with the Yankees? Now talking about a much better offense for the New York Yankees, but maybe a pitching staff. I'm also terrified. I mean, if they're losing in the 9th, like Mason Miller coming in, it's over, right? I mean, game's just over.
Yeah. There's no 9th inning comebacks in this one. The pitching staff for the guys who are pitching for the Padres in this game in this series, Waldron and Canning today and Thursday, nothing too good. King is starting tomorrow. He's been pretty good, but he's facing Miz.
Yeah.
So it's I guess Mason, I'll throw this to you, bigger picture, not just like Brewers related, but you have a huge win. Right? You have like in baseball, you have a huge series win. You have a huge sweep. You have Mother's Day. You have a walk-off homer. You sweep the Yankees out of the park. I think it's almost unfortunate in a way they have a day off. Like I almost wish they would have played Monday and kept that momentum going.
Yeah, get that juice.
But how do you keep that juice going against, the Padres are really good, but there's not the same juice innately as a weekend series against the Yankees. How do you keep yourself motivated for this?
Honestly, like after that emotional weekend against a great franchise like the Yankees, like the history, what that means when they're coming into play in Milwaukee over the weekend and you go and sweep them and you end it with Terang hitting a home run. I honestly, as a player, like that, no better time than a day off.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like, all right, take a breath, reset. Okay. Now it's like, we know like the Yankees had all this fanfare and all this juice around it. Now it's like, this is This is more of like a real ball game. Like we're going and playing the Padres. They're playing some good baseball.
This is National League
now
ball.
We got to kind of
be in the wild card race against.
Yeah, exactly. We got to tighten it up. We know that they're playing some great baseball right now. I wouldn't be surprised as as I've been watching this Brewers team the last 2 years, like even closer than I did before, to see them drop this first one, right? And then go on and still win the series and find a way to get on the back of Miz in the second game and go and win this series. But as a realistic baseball fan, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't go and maybe drop this first one, kind of get a feel for what this Padres team is, and then go and win the next two. I love that Miz is actually in the second game of this series. Like I think that's going to be a good spot to kind of get his his pitching going there, kind of in the middle of a series, and not just to lead one off. So I'm excited about it. I think Sproat has some, he still has some questions to answer. Like, so I'm excited to see what he can do on the mound tonight. If he can get this team going the right way. I was just looking at some stats too. I know Jake Bowers is Tommy's guy. I didn't realize he had 21 RBIs already. I mean only behind. Yeah, Contreras has 26. I mean, what do you think with 6 home runs with Bowers? I mean, what do we think? Is he going to be 20 plus with? Can he get to?
If he plays
100 RBIs,
if he plays regular, I don't think he's going to play regularly enough to get.
You don't think he's going to get there?
But he will play. He should be playing against most righties. So that means what if that's 75 to 80% of the time, he should be playing against most righties. He's good enough. He's shown
his last homer was lefty.
It was.
Just saying, too.
Just saying, he can do it all.
He could if he really wanted to. What I'm actually wondering about here too is, I don't have any game notes yet from the Milwaukee Brewers.
Oh, are there any moves happening today?
There's nothing. This is all speculation.
Shortstop. You said it. Cooper Pratt starting tonight. Shortstop.
Well, I'm wondering.
Just said it out loud.
We had Pat Murphy. We had Pat Murphy a few days ago not rule out Yelich returning on the homestand.
Ooh.
And they had a day off yesterday, so like plenty of time to formulate game notes. And Vassallo is usually on top of it over there.
Yeah.
And
if there's no move, it often comes out
like the morning of. Yep. And if not, this series. I mean, the Cubs start on Monday too, and I could see that being an infusion into this Brewers offense on top of it. Nothing has been coming out. Nothing's going on Twitter. I'm just wondering, no game notes yet. Interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
And Christian Yelich was not ruled out to return on the homestand. There's only 3 games.
Brandon Sproat's last appearance was in that 6-2 against the Cardinals in St. Louis. 4 innings, 1 hit, 3 walks. He didn't get through 5, so he didn't get the win.
Too, by the way.
Yeah, it was a good. Yeah. Should have been an error. But 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, so he did get to 76 pitches in those 4 innings. Maybe could have stayed in one more, maybe not. But 4 shutout innings. If you told me right now that Sproat is pitching 4 shutout innings tonight, and we'll take our chances with the rest of the game, I'll take my chances with that, right?
Oh, heck yeah!
Like I want him to go 5 or 6. I want him to start getting into that range of getting to 6 innings. But you give me 4 shutout innings. I mean, I'll take my chances against anybody.
Yeah, that's going to be good. What do you think? Who are we looking out for on this Padres team that we need to kind of keep an eye on? That's going to work. Like,
I mean, this is like very much. I look forward to the Padres coming to town every year because the boos Machado gets are
nice,
beautiful. I mean, just every time. I love the haterade.
Beautiful boos.
It's beautiful. It's next level hate. No, this guy was a total you-know-what when he was with the Dodgers, and Brewers fans will never let him forget it.
As they shouldn't.
And it is beautiful every time he comes up to the plate, the amount of boos he gets. That being said, he's been known to do some stuff. Does Tatis not have a homer yet this year?
Tatis does not have. Fernando Tatis Jr. does not have a home run this year.
I don't know if I love that or if I hate it.
His slugging is below his on base. Yeah. Which means he's only got 5 doubles as well. Jackson Merrill, who was a rookie of the year, Jackson Churio was, so this is his 3rd year. He's very good. Xander Bogaerts is a good shortstop. Those are good players. But if you look at Tatis's like his yearly stats, I mean, his home runs over the years, 22, 17, 42.
Yeah.
25, 21, 25.
Oh,
so
well, what happened in between? You left out like crucial information between 42 and 25. How many homers did he hit in 2022? He didn't play because he got suspended for PEDs. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Right. All right,
crucial information to leave out there. And guy's never hit 30 since then, and now he can't hit one.
But he does hit 20. Like 25 is a normal number for him. So for him to have 0 is a little eye.
Hey, he leads Major League Baseball in sack flies, though.
Oh, so he's hitting them to the warning. He's got warning track power.
Yeah, it's
warning
crazy.
Power, yeah.
Man, the Royd era was it was exciting.
Yeah,
that was fun.
There's still guys.
Did we do a topic very early in our show about those like enhanced games? You remember that? Whatever happened to those?
Oh yeah, we did talk about
where they were just make it legal for everybody.
Right, they were just going to allow it to.
There was like this games they were going to do at the Olympics where they're just going to let everyone do steroids, and this swimmer was crushing like every one of Michael Phelps' records, and they showed like a before and after. And it's like this guy looks like he just ate his old body while he is swimming.
See, I don't want them to do it for like the health of people, but I do think that would be a fascinating like study where it's like, okay, this not normal guy, but this like good, like great swimmer agrees to get on steroids, get on performance enhancing drugs, and then tries to compete and beat all of the records of Olympians, and then see how that goes. I think that would be such a fascinating social study in the world of sports to just see. All right, because then I think too, then it would be for us as fans, we'd say like, okay, that makes sense why they ban these things. Like if like some guy pumps himself with the performance enhancing drugs and then goes and, like you said, beat Michael Phelps and runs the fastest 100 and does all these things, we'd be like, okay, that makes sense. Like, let's keep this thing clean, right?
Yeah. Some breaking news from the world of NBA. Brandon Clark, 29-year-old forward for the Memphis Grizzlies, has passed away.
Oh no.
First round pick in 2019. Throughout his career, before 24-25, averaged 11 points a game. In 24-25, only averaged 8. This past year, he only played 2 games for Memphis, and was hurt the whole year. And no further information at this time. But that's some sad news from the world of the NBA. A role player for the Memphis Grizzlies, but has played, again, 29 years old. Has played a role his entire career and has been a contributing member of that team.
Too young. I hate stories like that. I hate whenever.
Same. Yeah.
People are gone too soon.
A news story that caught my eye that I wanted to bring up with you, Mason, when we come back. The Badgers. There's some Badger news about their picking of a committee to hire the next athletic director.
Okay.
And there were some interesting names on it. Michael Finley was on it, of course, longtime Badger and Dallas Maverick and Phoenix Sun. I think the interesting name that was on it for a lot of Badgers fans, Colts general manager Chris Ballard, who was played for the Badgers and is a Badger.
That'd be a great one.
Interesting that a current general manager in the NFL is on that committee. So I'm going to go through some of these names and talk about what that process might look like for the Badgers when we come back. Is that all right?
Yeah, that makes sense. I think maybe we do dive a little bit into the NFL schedule and like what might be leaking and what we expect from the
nothing
Packers
Packers leak. I don't know. You don't have any Packers leaks yet, do you?
Don't have any Packers leaks. We have someone on the Nicolay Law talking text line that there might be some NFC North games announced this afternoon. So
we will. We're here for it. That's for sure.
Yep.
He's Tommy Wirtz. I'm Mitch Nellis. He's Mason Crosby. Molly is back to the regular program.
She's back to work. Yep.
Exactly. This is the Mason Crosby Show. This is the Mason Crosby Show. Mitch Nellis, Tommy Wirtz, Mason Crosby here with you. Brewers in action at AmFam Field tonight against the San Diego Padres. The Knicks and Thunder moving on in the NBA playoffs, while Minnesota, San Antonio, and Detroit, Cleveland are both in 2-2 series, and so we'll keep our eye on those. Victor Wembanyama still elbowing people. Tommy's still mad about it. It's okay. Tommy just says he should be suspended, which probably should have been.
Did Naz Reid file charges?
Yes. No, because it was in basketball action.
Do that to anyone else in any other environment, you are in jail.
That's not true. You could do it in football all day long.
Yeah, but this is like they're playing a game.
Exactly.
You think they should be charges now? Like if you open that,
basketball already has charges.
You're not that guy.
They do that all the time.
Okay, what do you mean they do that all?
You know what? Jeez.
Okay, Ursan, Ilyasova.
You guys like that?
Yeah, I like nicely done.
That was Brad Davidson.
So Mace, I want to talk about Ballard real quick before we get to the NFL schedule. Current and a Badger. Is there any conflict? Isn't the right word, but is there any isn't he busy enough being the GM of a football team? Is there time? Is there room to be on this committee to give the attention to the Badgers, what he needs to give to them so that they get this pick right? And is there a chance? And is there a chance he has because he's in the industry, does he have coaches in mind, or does he have relationships that would help skew this search, not necessarily for the better?
I mean, that's always a concern, but I think if he's willing to sit on a committee and he cares about Wisconsin athletics, he's going to do the right thing to try to find the right person to step in that space. I think it's wise to go into all avenues, especially with a guy that came from Wisconsin, played, was there and was a Badger, and now has made it to the NFL as a general manager. What better kind of vision than someone like that to say okay, I've gotten to this point. I know what that takes. Let's find the right person to lead this program. So I'm all for it. I think they're doing the right thing and putting real people in a room and trying to find the right person to lead this Wisconsin Badgers athletic department, and not putting it up to a chancellor or somebody within the university to make that decision.
That's fair. Yeah. Developing situation. We will keep our eyes on how this process goes. Going into the 2026 NFL season, the strength of schedule for the teams from the 25 season, the Cleveland Browns have the easiest schedule. Their opponents last year had a .429 winning percentage.
Jeez.
The Saints have the second easiest. The Bengals the third. The Colts and Falcons tied at fourth. The hardest schedule on the flip side, number one, is the Chicago Bears, who are facing a schedule of a .550 winning percentage. The second hardest schedule is the Miami Dolphins, which I don't know what
that stinks for them. How'd that happen?
Sucks for them, Dolphins. Sorry, Malik. Have fun, buddy.
Seriously.
Sucker. And then tied for third are the Arizona Cardinals and our Green Bay Packers. Now, certainly we know that quite a bit of this, as you look at the Bears at 1, the Packers tied for third, the Vikings 11th, and I don't even know, the Lions actually all the way down to 27th, which is a little surprising. But often, if you're in a division with all winning teams, you're facing you're facing them twice, and that skews the number a little bit.
No doubt.
So that skews the number a little bit for the Bears and the Packers. But is this something you ever considered when you were a player? What the teams, what they did last year, what that overall strength of schedule, does it even out? And knowing that one or two of these teams that had double-digit wins last year is going to suck this year, and a couple of these teams that won 4 games last year are going to win 9 or 10 games this year, for the Browns.
Yeah, exactly. That's how the parity in the NFL occurs, right? Because the bad teams last year will play who was considered or had a record that was poor the year before as well, for the most part, because you play against other teams in other divisions, especially the ones that you're not playing the whole division. you're going to play their lesser teams in the division where you're only playing one or two teams from those divisions. So I believe that, yeah, like the parity as a player, you never look at that because there's always going to be a team that surprises you, that comes up and does well. And there's going to be a team that was really good and they have a poor season. As we have at times on our show here in the last month or so, said the Bears might be one of those teams that has a little bit of a gut check reset.
Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit more than a little bit. Yeah,
and they might not be as good. And for Bears fans, at least they'll be able to be like, well, it was strength of schedule. We just kind of got a raw deal, and we had to play some really tough teams if they don't have a successful season. But whenever I look at the opponents that the Packers have to play this year, if I'm in that locker room, like in a normal year, you look at that, like the opponents, and you're like, all right, like this is going to be a tough schedule. Like they're gonna have to pin their ears back, and you'll really hope that it falls at the right time. And that's something I wanted to ask the two of you as well is, from a fan perspective, and we've talked about this before, do you want to see the Packers play like some of the supposedly better teams, like the teams that are projected to be good? Do you want to see them play at the beginning of the season, or would you rather it be later in the year where you kind of know what the Packers are and you're playing for playoff spots and for seeding and things like that? Or do you kind of want to get it out of the way early and be like, hey, let's see where we're at week 1 or 2, and then hopefully coast the rest of the way?
I feel like I had a take on this
even though there's no
year
coasting
when
in the NFL.
We were talking about playing the Lions early.
Yeah.
And I wasn't a fan of it, I think.
Yeah, a lot of people weren't excited about playing the Lions.
So it ended up working out.
It ended up working out. But first of all, I am struggling with the idea already to judge the Green Bay Packers properly without Micah Parsons. Like I already am thinking like the first 4 games of the year, I don't even know if I'm going to. I mean, obviously I'm going to be watching.
Right. I'm not even going to watch football.
But I'm just saying I don't know how I'm going to fairly evaluate the Packers without Micah Parsons on the field.
So you're hoping, you hope that it falls, that those first 4 games you play, you falls with this schedule that you're playing some teams without like an elite quarterback or maybe an elite offensive line, like it matches up well without Micah Parsons. I think that's what we're going to look for when the schedule releases, right? Like, all right, who is their offensive line? Yep. Who's their quarterback? Like, does it matter as much that Micah Parsons won't be on the field because we might still be able to have success, on that defensive front?
Well, and to your point, Mitch, why does it matter? Micah Parsons, I made my mind up after 3-4 games last year. He's the most important player I've seen play for the Green Bay Packers in a long time.
Sure.
In a long time.
I mean, the last 5 games prove that as well.
Absolutely.
And Micah Parsons.
But you're still a Packers fan.
Correct.
Like you still want to watch them play well.
I'm just saying as an evaluator of the Green Bay Packers.
But why, like, you mean as a sports radio host?
Sure.
Because, like, I'm not watching it as a sports radio host. I'm just watching it as a fan. Like, I want to watch the Packers.
Right. But if I'm going to have an accurate judgment on how I feel the Green Bay Packers will be based on what I think good football is versus
you're just
my
fandom
wanting them.
You're going to waive your right of any judgment for the first 4
The Packers could be 0-4, and I wouldn't panic because Micah Parsons will come back.
Yeah.
I'd be a little worried.
Well, first of all, if Jonathan Gannon wins 1 game without Micah Parsons, he already surpasses Jeff Hafley. Like, just after 1 game, win 1 game without Micah Parsons, bro. Win one game without Micah Parsons.
I don't think it was on Hafley, but
build a statue. Let's go.
Record.
But he went 0-5 without Micah at the end of the year.
So did LaFleur.
You're already ahead of the game. If you miss Micah for 4 games, then you win 1 of them. You're already ahead of the game from last year. Yeah.
What do you think of this rumor leak? I saw that Seattle obviously is going to get that, which is weird. They're playing on Wednesday, right? Because the San Fran Rams game is in Melbourne, like the first game of the season.
Oh, okay.
Wednesday,
I saw the
Thursday?
leak so far, and I don't know if these are fantasy leaks. Like we'll talk more about this on Thursday as we're maybe seeing some real stuff, but I saw a leak that it was going to be the Bears going to Seattle? For that first, for that first game.
That'd be a fun
Do you
game.
like that?
Yeah, that's fun.
Go let the Bears get beat up on Wednesday night football.
On a weird Wednesday. I mean, it does give them extra time off for week 2. So I don't
where they'll probably host Green Bay in Chicago.
Yeah. I
do you feel like the NFL right now wants the Bears to do well? Like they're trying to give them a lot of pub.
100%.
Which is weird. Like why? Like why do they?
Well,
the market, Chicago market,
the market, and it's the quarterback as well.
They just want see
Caleb to happen.
Caleb's a problem. That's guaranteed. I understand that. I don't know if I think he's MVP quite, yet, but
dude, not even close. Like his numbers would not
his numbers, the way he wins games.
But he wins games. He wins games.
Winning trumps numbers, man.
Yeah, he wins games.
You're going to give someone an MVP with the numbers he had. If they go
13-4, I might at 13-4 if he wins 7 games in the last 2 minutes,
and he's 53% passing.
13-4.
I would to this point. I would be very disappointed if the Packers are playing the Bears within the first 4 weeks of the season because, again, it's garbage.
They're going to guarantee.
Yeah, they're 100% going to throw that up there, and that is garbage. Yes, and so therefore,
but remember, the NFL doesn't control everything. It does depend on dates and what's going on at what stadiums and stuff like that.
Therefore, I would love divisional games to not be early, specifically week 1. If it happens week 3 or week 2 or 4, even week 2,
you're going to have one in there. You're going to have one.
You're going to have one.
Yeah.
I just think that the Packers having to play the Lions week 1 last year, although it went in their favor, I don't know if that's necessarily proper because we all know week 1's weird. Week 1 is weird. Divisional games should not happen.
But maybe that
1.
Was better last year because the Lions were so
and they
good
backed it up
before.
on Thanksgiving, right? I mean, they beat them and it worked itself out, and that was cool. But I'm just saying that I think that divisional games week 1, it's weird. I'm not a fan of it, and the NFL needs to sell something. I get that. Like, let's make these marquee matchups for week 1. But as someone, I don't want to play the Vikings, the Bears, or the Lions week 1,
especially whenever it's like you play. Yeah, you play the Lions week 1, and then you don't play them again until Thanksgiving, right?
Right.
And that was their next divisional game. Remember, they had
played 2 division. Yeah, it was so spread out.
Well, last year was I agree.
That was always weird.
Right. Last year, the way the schedule happened was weird. But I don't want to say, to me, this is a non-topic, but to me, it's a non-emotional topic. Like I like the topic and I like breaking it down, but I'm a big, you play who you play when you play them. And
I do think you should have a division game every 3 games or something like that.
Ideally,
because it's like if they're going to keep these, like the situation for playoffs where a division winner, regardless, if of your record, gets a home game,
right,
and makes the playoff, does the stuff, like those division games should be spread out throughout the course of a season.
Well, why?
Well, if they're not going to change it, because then they're all lumped up. You play 1 or 2 at the beginning, and then you play 4 games in the last 6 weeks, like the Packers did. Like that's kind of crazy.
Well, look at college football, Mitch. They save all the conference stuff for a couple of weeks,
generally, but the SEC less than the Big Ten. The SEC plays all over the place. They play opening week. The Big Ten has done it now more that the schedule's been changed.
Well, traditionally your
playing...
first
3 games were all non-conference, and then you just played 8 conference games, and that was it.
And I think that worked out well for college football.
Sure, the college football does it right.
Except now you play 9 conference games, and you have 12 games instead of 11 for a lot of these teams.
They do marquee, non-conference matchups now.
All I'm saying is week 1 should be disqualified. If it wants to happen week 2, based on how the schedule happens, okay. But week 1, we know that there's way too many weird things to happen in week 1 that we should really be using important games like divisional round matchups.
I will tell you though, some years as a player, they're in the whenever we knew what type of team we were, when we were rolling in some of those seasons, and the Bears were going to be bad. I was so juiced when we had the Bears week 1. You're just like, great, let's play the Bears. Let's beat the beat them up right now.
That was
because we know them. You know them, and you know that you're going to go and you're just going to stomp on them.
And that year was the Justin Fields coronation.
Exactly,
it was. And then the Packers absolutely destroyed them. I loved it. And that wasn't weird. That was real. That was truth.
Yeah,
that was Packers owning the Bears.
And I knew, like, it was just like we knew it was going to happen. Like, it was just like let's go and dominate the Bears.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think it's a fun thing to banter about, and obviously tomorrow's show, Mason, you might want to call in with like some breaking news if you hear some, because tomorrow's the show where we get all the leaks. Tomorrow and then Thursday.
It's going to be real leaky on the show.
Because what, Thursday night?
Get your blue chews ready.
Okay. All right, Crosby.
I was going to make a dad joke and you just ruined it for all of us.
There's been some good ones today.
Yeah. He's Mason Crosby. He's Tommy Wirtz. I'm Mitch Nelson, a.k.a. Thunder. Mason's extra leaky points coming up next.
Oh, stop it.
What's on Mason Crosby's mind today?
Now I'm thinking.
It's time for Extra Points, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis.
Tell me what's on your mind.
On the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
Oh, thanks for listening to the Mason Crosby Show. No leaks were sprung during this little break. Tommy can't handle this. Yeah, listen. Don't forget to listen tomorrow as Mitch Thunder Nellis and Tommy Wirtz. Just dial it in. And what, you're gonna take the day off? You don't want to?
I have a leak problem. I got to
leaky faucets.
We gotta go fix the leak.
I know. But I was during the break. I went over. I forgot to mention. So Molly got me this Atlas Coffee Club. I think a couple Christmases ago.
Fun.
So still rolling. Have you ever had coffee from Vietnam?
No, but I'm here for it.
Maybe I have. Good.
I don't know what I thought you were going to talk about in this segment. Coffee from Vietnam.
It wasn't Vietnamese coffee.
Well,
the last guess.
We talked about leaks, and then coffee. It's a drip coffee machine.
So what's the best one so far?
I don't know. I'm liking this Vietnamese coffee.
I'll be right over.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. So,
what if I showed up at his house in 8 hours
for Vietnamese coffee?
Exactly.
It might all be gone by then. I don't know. I went. Okay, so I didn't have coffee last week. Again, I ran out, and I'm the only one. And I couldn't get to the store to get more coffee. I thought I was going to die one day. I think I was actually detoxing, and it was bad. I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I have the flu. I didn't know what it was. I had a cup of coffee the next day. I felt so much better. I was like, oh my gosh, maybe I'm addicted, and I need to slow down a little bit. So I'm trying to wean myself off a little bit.
Don't slow yourself down, King.
Keep
you
going.
Go off. Keep getting that coffee.
Nice. Mason off tomorrow on Thursday. It's all NFL schedule all the time. Cannot wait for it. We're going to have a blast tomorrow. He's Tommy. I'm Thunder. He is Mason of the Mason and Molly Crosby Show.
That's right. She's the boss.
You don't have to think it.